Alright, so today I'm going to do a tool review. It was a request actually. And, I was thinking of doing some tool reviews on some stuff that I already have, in my boxes. But I actually recently decided to purchase this Astro Nano Drive impact socket set. And well, I'll get into why. But anyway, so I bought, it's a 3/8 drive, and I chose 3/8 just because, in my opinion, I use the 3/8 more than anything. They make 1/4 and 1/2, I believe, but I use the 3/8 more than anything, so I decided instead of buying, some people buy every single set, but I usually use the 3/8, and yeah, so we're going to stick with the 3/8. If I had a ton of money, maybe I'd buy the 1/4. Definitely wouldn't buy the 1/2, but anyway. So these sets were pretty inexpensive in my opinion. I got them on Amazon. I think the SAE was like $20-some, and the metric was $30-some. So, maybe I spent $60 on both of them, but I actually thought that was pretty good. I'm not a... I don't know a whole lot about Astro, but I figured, how cheap it is, let's give it a shot. So the reason I bought the Nano Drive socket set is just because when you're in some tight quarters, you want to get shallow, you want something shallow, something you can fit in there, because there's times where you're in some tight quarters and it's hard to get to. That's the reason why I bought the Snap-on shallow socket set here. But there was one case, and you don't run into this all the time, but there's one case where, shit, man, I mean, this wasn't shallow enough, and I couldn't get a wrench in properly, and even trying to use a dog bone, it was just a little too tough. So, and if I just had a little more, I probably could have got a socket on it. So I had to take a bunch of crap off the engine just to get to it. So I was looking around and I found these, and based on the measurements, because they said, this is, it's at 0.88 of an inch, 22.5 millimeters long. And when I was measuring this setup, I was like, oh shit, okay. Well, but although the Snap-on socket is actually shallower than this, the head of the ratchet's a problem. So anyway, let's get into it. So here are the part numbers for these things if anybody cares. But let's just talk about, let's talk about the SAE. But you can take a look at the quality of these. We dropped it. Ugh. So hold on. I'm going to put this down. Put this right here. Alright. So it comes with this nice little aluminum rail. They slide nice. These are laser etched on. I don't know if you can see that. These are all laser etched. But they're also on the back here. They're also engraved, like stamped. So this is them. They're 6 points. Comes with a nice little aluminum rail. Pretty good. So for the money, I mean, I don't think you can beat it for the money. I'm sure there's probably something that's far better quality out there, but I mean, if you're going to use this once in a very short while, why bother? So anyway, the advantage to these, I'll show you why. But so let's just choose the 3/8, okay? So I'm going to take the 3/8 Snap-on, which is a 12-point, by the way. And you can see that there is quite a height difference in the socket. And these are both 3/8. This one's 12, this one's 6. So you're like, well, this is still longer. And you know what, you're right, it is still longer. But when you add the ratchet to it, between the ratchet and a wrench, the heads, I mean, you know what? It's better to show you this way. So, if I keep the wrench here, versus the ratchet in here, and again, I'm doing this one hand, so it's a little tough. And I'm not a movie star, so the quality won't be perfect. But when you line that up, look at the height difference, you know? So all these come on the back side with a 17 millimeter. So, you know, especially if you have a small fastener you're trying to get into, and you guys know if you don't have a good wrench, you might slip off the damn thing. So if you can get a 6-point socket on it, and you got a bigger 17 millimeter wrench, I mean, look at the height difference you have there. It's quite a bit. And let's say you need to use, so I also have these mountain wrenches, you know, these real big honkers. So let's say you need the leverage difference. And let's line this up so you can see how much longer that damn thing is. So let's say you needed, I'm going to put the 17 in here. So even if I use this big ass ratchet, right, and you go toe to toe with these two, believe it or not, this mountain wrench is just about the same height. You know, just about the same height. And you get all that length. And that's if you're you're doing the extension outside. You flip it to the other side. Well, actually, never mind, it'll be the same. But you can see that it's just about the same. So, I don't know if I'd really be using this or not, and it does come with, you know, the 3H drive on the end here. But like I said, if I'm in a take quarter, I'll probably just use the ratchet. But for wrench purposes wise, I mean, it is much more shallow. So I don't think this is going to be beneficial. The reason I didn't get the 1/2-inch one is because I don't think it's going to be beneficial. I mean, if you got a real big ass fastener and you can't get in there, you gotta take shit off to get to it. But on a 3/8 side, so from, what is it? Yeah, 3/8 is from 1/4 inch to 3/4. I mean, those are the most of the sizes you're gonna have a hard time getting out. So let's say you're working on an injector pump. You know, they're usually 9/16 bolts, maybe 1/2 inch, maybe 5/8, but usually 9/16. You grab your 9/16 and your wrench, and you got plenty of room to get stuff done. So. Anyway, I'm anxious to actually give these a try. I do not have a job right now where I'm going to need these things, but in the future I will. And look, so the Metric comes with a cool blue rail. But yeah, these nice little aluminum rails, they slide. I got to find a home for them in the drawer. Drawer's getting pretty packed, but we will find a good home for them. So anyway, here's this little tool ordeal. I can't really give you an effective review to say, oh, these are great or not, but it's a 6-point socket. I tested on a couple bolts. They seem like a tight fit. Yeah, it's probably not the best quality in the world, but if you're only using these once or twice every so often, you know, who cares? So, like I said, for 60 bucks, you can't beat it. So that's this review for this one here. The Astro 3H drive Nano impact socket set. See ya.